You see it?
Yeah.
Pandemic, Book 1 of the Extinction Files by A.G. Riddle. So I'm always a little apprehensive to start series by new authors, and I have to say I was a little surprised with this one. It was evident right away that he had done his research, for my opinion, which is probably one of the most important characters in the book, and that is, to me, the virus. It's almost as if it has its own personality, sort of, in the book. These kind of end-of-the-world books has always been kind of a favorite genre for me, but for me, a book like this needs to keep at least one foot in reality. Meaning it needs to maintain at least a little bit of realism, specifically with the virus. For example, real viruses aren't that lethal. So to write a book about a virus that's so bad that it's threatening even the existence of mankind is a huge hint to where the virus actually comes from. So why I say that I think he's done his research is because the virus does sound real, but it sounds like one that was actually experimented with during the Cold War. We recently finished reading a book called The Dead Hand, which I will be posting that review here shortly. And the virus in this book sounds very much like a virus that was actually developed during the Cold War. It killed people almost in two phases. Like the first phase, you felt like you were real sick, and it kind of softened you up a little bit, but then as you started to show some recovery, a second wave of the virus would come and actually knock you out. It was part of Russia's Cold War viral weaponry program. And it's very similar to what virus is in this book, and kind of a hint onto where it actually comes from, whether it's natural or man-made. So that I really liked, but honestly that was kind of more of a backdrop. The story itself is very character-driven. Most of the story follows basically the life course of Desmond, the main character. It starts off with him having amnesia and you don't know anything about him, and then gradually reviews his life story as he's remembering it, which almost sounds a little bit overdone, always got amnesia, but it was written very cleverly. So you're introduced to these characters as he's meeting them for the first time, but they're actually old friends. He doesn't know who they are, and he does a good job of making you guess who's the bad guy, including Desmond. So as he's experiencing his life, basically, it keeps the audience guessing on who he should trust. So the story draws you in and makes you kind of emotionally invested, and you're kind of rooting for the character. But there's also a few elements to this story that kind of remind me a little bit of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Now, whether that's an intentional nod to the book or just a coincidence, I mean, after all, you read enough books and they start to overlap. Ideas just being continuously recycled. But who knows? I could be totally overanalyzing it. Like I said, I got this book on a whim, liked it so much that I got the second book. And I can't wait to see how that one turns out. Also, don't forget to check the links below for titles mentioned in this audiobook, as well as the link to a time-lapse video of my book, Generations End. Check it out on Amazon. Feel free to drop me an email. Let me know what you think. Talk to you next time.